tangible. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Justin Cross straight from the chest. This is my personal development podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. And guys, I started this podcast with the desire to just bring to you what was off of my chest, hence the name, straight from the chest. But as I started to go on more and more in my own personal quest and journey, and I felt like I was becoming more straight from my spirit than straight from my chest, because what started out as essentially a barbaric type of forceful outlook on the way that I thought you should be, or what I thought people needed. I feel like God changed my heart a little bit, and he transitioned me more into speaking from my spirit rather than speaking from my chest. But I feel as though that's my, I don't know why I'm even sharing this with you, but I feel like it's just on my heart to say, so I'm going to say it, because this is my podcast and I do whatever I want on my podcast, right? But the thing is, what is on my heart to say and what is on my chest can be two different things, because a lot of times what's on my chest are things that are immature and not having to do with me. It's not what's on my chest a lot of times is what my judgment call is. And I'm beginning to understand more and more that the more I judge, the more I can kind of take a seat in the negative space. And I'm not saying that life isn't all flowers and rainbows, and there is a lot of negative. And if you try to dispel that, you're going against authenticity. Really, that's just, life is good and bad. That's just the way it is. There are growth seasons and there are tear down seasons. With my voice, I was just beginning to find myself in that negative space when I would come from a place of just automatic tear down with regard to somebody that I had interaction with, or whatever the case may be. And so what I'm trying to express is that I think that instead of taking a position of understanding where I should be, where I'm supposed to be, where God wants me, I was taking the position of Justin, what Justin understands. And I don't mean to speak of myself a third person, but I just want you to grasp this concept for me. Where I thought I was supposed to be, what was making myself an identity. But see, it wasn't the entire identity. It was a piece of the identity that was manifesting itself into something much larger that I actually, to be honest with you, haven't yet seen the lights of. And I don't believe I'm going to see the lights of it for quite some time in terms of its full manifestation. But I do believe that it was a portion of the equation for me to come into a state of my own voice. But with that, I started to go through a more refining process, and that is what you're seeing before you right now. And so every single time I speak, whether it's on here or it's to somebody at the gym, or if it's just somebody I see on the street, that I get in this mode of authority, so to speak, right? But if I'm not careful, I can talk about what Justin believes and its entirety, just me, and not honing in on what God is speaking through me, not listening, because I've, in my own connotation, developed this authority of sorts that people that are listening to me, they're receiving what I'm saying, and some are not, absolutely. But to these people that are following me, I have this authority that I can, and almost like a self-imposed jurisdiction, which is not the case, but that's what we can think a lot of times when we have any kind of podium at all. It doesn't matter if you have this little podcast like I have, or if you have 1 million followers on Instagram. You begin to think that you have this podium and this authority behind the podium. And all too often we begin to think that we have the answers. We know all of everything that people are coming to us with. We have the answers. We're the vice. We understand. And we begin to speak in an kind of an authoritarian type of way. And if we're not careful, we can leave the insights of God on the table that mean the most. Because I don't care what race, nationality, culture, demographic you're from, what is a common denominator. You may not like me after me saying this. That's okay. You can leave the podcast for all I care. Because what's in me is to speak the truth and to give you living water. And if you can't receive that, you don't receive water. I don't know what's wrong with you, but whatever. Not my deal. But what you can't understand, what you have to understand is a common denominator between all of us, any race, culture, outfit, anywhere, is God. Period. God. If you don't believe in God, I'm sorry. That sucks. But here's the thing. For you to take God out of the equation with how you conceptualize things and the way you think and the way you process, for you to leave him out entirely or forget because you have this self-imposed authority that you've created, you're leaving a lot of growth on the table. And that happens to a lot of us because we're so consumed with the clout. We're so consumed with delivering value, but really we're just trying to be validated. And the validation is going to inevitably cause you to sink because you're searching for the wrong in the wrong place. The validation is self-gratifying if it's not intertwined with God. And I'm just being honest. That's me. That's everybody. But a lot of times the feedback from people, your followers, your ability to lead what you think you're leading can begin to make things cloudy. And you just lead on your own footprint and you stop relying on what you relied on in the beginning, which was him. You relied on him at the beginning, but now because you got this great following, and now because you got this clout, now you don't feel like you need him as much. You got this one, right? Let me take the reins, God. I got this from here on out. No, you don't. You don't. And you'll quickly find that out in the moments at times are challenging and the times you don't have the material you thought you had. You don't have all the wherewithal you thought you had. You don't have the tools you thought you had. So your own self-imposed clout can become your demise because you're more concerned with your clout than you are with conveying. You're more concerned with your validation than you are with promoting the value that is what God made you to have. God gave you a certain dream, right? He gave you a dream. You didn't give yourself that dream. You didn't wake up one day and say, this is what I want. He gave you that dream. That's not from you. That's from him. Period. He gave you that dream. He gave you that dream because he's doing something with it, which means he's doing something with you, which means that you have the ability to listen or not. You have the ability to free will to go your way or go his way. And sometimes you make it far going your own way, right? Sometimes you make it far going your own way, and then you end up coming to a dead end. And then obviously you need God. You need somebody else on your side to help you because you can't help yourself because you're weak. You're a human. You're not strong even when you think you're strong. You're weak. You need God. And then, but also on the flip side, people that have followed God and followed Him and relinquished things because of Him and wanted to do the best by Him, and then they got to a certain level and they get so much clout and they get so much leadership, which is what's going to happen. If you're coming into your purpose, you're going to get people that are following you because what you're doing is grand and magnificent because it's through God. They might not know that, but you know that. And then you think, well, God, I got it from here. I can take my training wheels off. I'm done. You're not done because it never stops. Your training never stops. Your growing never stops. You know when your growth stops is when you're dead. When you die, that's when you're done growing. But if you think you can take the reins from God, and if you think you got everything you need now to continue on your path, then you're wrong. And why am I saying all this? Why am I saying this? Because that is applicatory in my life right now. So the things that I'm expressing, the reason why I'm expressing so much passion and so much light is because it's going on in my life. Or there are things that I'm experiencing. That's okay. Because this is my portal. This is my podcast. And I don't mean to say that to be me, look at me. I mean to say that like this is my voice because this is what He's doing through me. And I know that at least one person is going to take from this message and it's applying to their life. It's going to be resonating in their life because I know that the best form of translation in my language is vulnerability. If I can be vulnerable with what I'm going through, I know it's going to relate to you because I know you're human just like me. So I know when I'm going through trials like this, or I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, or I don't know what kind of content I want to speak on because I'm getting thrown different things, different directions because these things are either happening to me, they're happening to people that I love dearly, or I just see them as problems in my arena. I want to talk about them. I want to voice them. But I know that the best way to get through to you is to be vulnerable. And for me to step down from any stage that I think I might be on, and get on the level of you, the listener. Because I know you are what feeds me. You are what inspire me. You. Not the things that I got going in my life right now. That's a teardown. But I know this is a portal. This is my avenue to release. Because honestly, this is the only thing that I know to do because this and fitness. And for whatever reason, God has me doing this. This isn't a dream that I put in my own body. This isn't something that I woke up with one day and I'm like, I'm going to start talking a lot. I'm going to start getting on the camera and speaking to people that I know probably don't want to hear what I have to say because either it's convicting, doesn't apply to their life, or they think I'm just narcissist. And I like the way I like to hear myself speak, or I like the way I think I look in the camera. Wrong. It's because I feel an urgency to do this. You're going through something right now that you feel an urgency with, but the thing that's holding you back is complacency and confinement. You're being held back because of what you feel you may look like or appear like to others. And that is something of a dream inside you. It's trying to break through. It's trying to break through viscerally, but it can't because your mind suppresses it. Because ultimately, right now, you don't have the same type of boldness that you do for, let's say, something that you're great at, that you know you're great. Let's say you're great at basketball. You have boldness when you step on that court because that's something that you're good at. You know you're good at it. But this something that's brewing in your gut, you don't know that you're good at that. But for some reason, you have an urgency to want to display it. Like me, I got this urgency to want to display on this camera feed to a live audience. May it be only 3 people that are listening to me. I don't care, because one day it's not going to be 3 people. One day it's going to be 3 million people. But that day is not here. But did that discourage me? Of course, because I'm human and I want to be in front of people. I want to live out this dream. I want to do what it says I'm supposed to do. But I can't speed time. I can't speed God's process. And I don't want to, but I want to. You understand? I want to, but I can't, because I know that if I speed it up, it's going to be effed up. It's going to end up wrong. I'm going to end up ruining it, because I'm a human and I don't know what I'm doing. But God does. He's already seen the end frame. He already knows what my end game is. He already knows the position he's going to put me in. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. There's a reason why it led me here. There's a reason why I spoke about this when I was younger. There's a reason why I was talking to myself in front of the mirror when I was young. When I was 9. 9. I was doing this since I was 9. I didn't even know it. And I don't even know where this is going. But I know there's something it does to me viscerally in my soul and my spirit when I get on the mic. So I have to. You understand? I have to. I don't care if everybody opposes me or if people oppress me. I don't care. I have to. I'd be doing this if I wasn't doing anything. I have to. No money. I have to. No agenda. I have to. There's no reason behind it. There's no reason why I need to be speaking to you right now. There's no reason why you need to be listening to me right now. But you are. But I have to, even if you're not. You get it? I have to. Just like you have to. Just like there's something that you're brewing in right now that you have to do. There's an urgency call on your life. That wasn't given to you by you. That was God. And it's your job to live it out. I'm speaking to nobody right now. I'm speaking to a camera. There's nobody here. There's nobody giving me feedback on my energy. There's no energy I can feed off of, and I'm still speaking to you like this because I have conviction and I have authority in what I'm doing, because I don't care about what anyone else thinks. I don't care what anybody else says. I know that what I'm saying is through God, and that's expelling through me to you on this camera. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it because I'm being obedient. Period. And there's a conviction in me that's causing me to do this. That's why every Wednesday and Sunday I'm on this mic and I'm talking to you about things that are going on in my life, or I'm talking about things that are important to me, or I'm yelling because I'm passionate and I drive a passionate intensity about what I'm doing. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it for validation. I'm doing it because it's an inherent value within me, and it's something that I feel viscerally I need to do, because I can't see the end game, but I know that this is a component to the end game. It has to be, because it feels too good for it not to be. So I continue to press, and I continue to go against anybody and everybody that tells me otherwise, because God tells me I can. God tells me I should. He's speaking to me. And he's speaking through me. That's it. That's the reason why I'm here. I could go on and on and on, because I feel on fire with this topic. And I'm doing this, I'm expressing this to nobody. Nobody's in front of me right now. Why am I talking to you? You don't need to hear from me. You don't need to listen to me. Why? Why am I doing this? Why are you still listening and still watching? There's a calling on my life. There's a calling on your life. You sometimes need to rise above what people are saying or what the normalcy is. Maybe you're called to not be normal. Maybe you're called to speak out. Maybe you're called to start that business that has never been started before. Maybe you're called to invent that product that's never been invented before. Maybe you're the first in this space. Maybe you're the leader. Maybe you're called to be the leader in this space. I can tell you one thing for sure. There's something different about me. There always has been. There always will be. And it's not because I look different. It's not because I talk different. It's not because I'm inordinately tall. None of that. It's because there's something different biologically in me. And I've known that ever since I was 9 and can have a valid thought about my own self. I think it was 9 years old when I had that thought. I could be wrong. Could have been 8, could have been 10, could have been 12. I don't know. I was really, really small though. And I wasn't yet established neurologically. I didn't understand a lot of concepts is what I'm trying to convey here. I didn't really understand a whole lot at the time that I understood there was something different about me. I still don't know what it is. I'm 34, guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what name God has called upon my life. All I can tell you with certainty is that I am different, and I'll see it manifest. It's going to manifest. It can't not manifest. Because I'm not going to give up. And I'm not going to stop believing. Because the dream that he put in me, it's not from me. It's not from me. It's from him, for him. I'm just a portal. But he's going to do something because I can feel it. And you got a front row seat. Because I can feel it. Something happening. I just don't know when. I don't know when something is going to light up, but I know something's going to light up. And I know something's going to change. I know I'm going to change. I know I'm in the process of changing. And it's not just for me. It's for everybody that I'm going to lead to God, period. That could be you too right now. There could be an urgency on your life right now. What's holding you back? What's causing you to suppress whatever that notion is? What is causing you to not be everything that you understand, you were supposed to be, you were called to be, you were created to be? What is holding you back? What is holding you back from believing? What is holding you back from understanding that there's something different on your life? There's something of calling on your life. There's something of magnitude on your life. What is creating this suppression? Whatever it is, delete it out of your life. You need it gone, because that is not establishing to your legacy. Whatever it is, delete it now, because what is called upon you, what you're created to be, what is on your life is far greater than your human dumb mind can comprehend. So you need to just surrender, relinquish all of your baggage, and you need to listen to God. You don't listen to man, because a man cannot prompt you. Man cannot further you. You may think they can, they can't. They're nothing. They're weak in the process, just like you. They're flesh, just like you. You need a higher up. You need somebody to give you strength. Because right now, you can't do it. In the future, you can't do it. You need him right now, just like I need him right now. I need deliverance from what I'm feeling. If it's negative, if it's just normalcy, I need deliverance from that. Because I need to know that where I'm going, and I need validation, right? From God, though. I don't need validation from a bunch of likes on Instagram. I need validation from God. That's where my value lies, is within the concept or within the gift that God has given me, the talent that he's given me, the voice that he's given me, whatever he's doing with my voice. I don't know. But I know I'm different, and I know I'm cut from a different cloth. It's not to say that I'm better than anybody. No, it's that I'm cut from a different cloth, period. I know there's something different on my life, and I'm gonna call it out, and I'm gonna keep pressing forward. I'm going to press forward with the intent of God on my side, not the intent of man, not with what he can do. He's weak just like me. There's a calling on your life. There always has been and there always will be.